What's the most chaotic thing that happened when your parents stepped away for just a moment? Last Thanksgiving, my parents were hosting the entire extended family at our house. My 8-year-old brother Tommy and I were supposed to be on our best behavior because Aunt Linda was visiting from out of state and she's the type who judges everything. Mom and Dad were in the kitchen frantically preparing dinner when they asked Aunt Linda to keep an eye on the kids for just 5 minutes while they dealt with the turkey crisis. Aunt Linda, who has no kids of her own, confidently said, "Oh, I've got this. How hard can it be?" Famous last words. The moment our parents disappeared into the kitchen, Tommy looked at me with this mischievous grin and whispered, "Operation Chaos begins now." See, Tommy and I had been planning this for weeks. We were tired of being treated like perfect little angels at family gatherings, and we'd devised the ultimate plan to create just enough mayhem to get sent to our rooms where we could play video games instead of sitting through boring adult conversations. Phase 1 was simple. Tommy would create a distraction while I executed the main plan. Tommy walked over to the coffee table where the adults had left their wine glasses and casually asked Aunt Linda, "What's this red stuff taste like?" "Oh, honey, that's wine. It's only for grown-ups," she said, not really paying attention because she was busy scrolling through her phone. "But why can't kids have it?" Tommy pressed, picking up a glass. "Because it's not good for children. Now put that down," Aunt Linda said, still not looking up. That's when Tommy, with the acting skills of a Broadway star, pretended to trip and accidentally took a huge gulp of wine before Aunt Linda could stop him. "Tommy!" she shrieked, jumping up from the couch. While Aunt Linda was panicking about Tommy potentially being poisoned by wine, I was in the backyard executing phase 2 of our plan. I'd grabbed my baseball bat and positioned myself perfectly. Tommy came running outside, pretending to be dizzy from the wine and dramatically stumbling around the yard. Aunt Linda chased after him, yelling, "Are you okay? Should I call poison control?" That's when I accidentally hit a baseball that went flying straight toward the sliding glass door where Aunt Linda was standing. The timing was perfect. As Aunt Linda turned to see what the noise was, the baseball smacked right into the glass door with a loud thunk, causing her to jump backward and trip over Tommy, who was still pretending to be wine drunk on the ground. She went down like a bowling pin, landing in Mom's prized flower bed, covered in dirt and mulch. Tommy immediately started fake crying about his tummy hurting from the wine, while I ran over pretending to be concerned about the accident with the baseball. "I'm so sorry, Aunt Linda. The bat slipped," I said, trying not to laugh as she sat there covered in potting soil with a marigold in her hair. That's when our parents came running outside to find Aunt Linda looking like she'd been wrestling with the garden, Tommy dramatically clutching his stomach and moaning about being wine sick, and me standing there with a baseball bat looking innocent. "What happened?" Mom demanded. "The children are out of control," Aunt Linda sputtered, spitting out dirt. "Tommy drank wine and this one nearly killed me with a baseball." Dad looked at Tommy, who was now pretending to hiccup like he was drunk, and said, "How much wine did you drink?" "Just a tiny sip," Tommy said in the most pathetic voice possible. "It tasted yucky and now my tummy feels funny." Meanwhile, I was explaining how the baseball bat slipped out of my hands and I was so sorry about the accident. Our parents spent the next hour fussing over Tommy, giving him crackers and water to absorb the alcohol, while Aunt Linda went upstairs to shower off the garden dirt. The best part? Our plan worked perfectly. Mom and Dad were so stressed about the incidents that they sent us to our rooms for the rest of the evening to keep us out of trouble. We spent the rest of Thanksgiving playing video games and eating the snacks we'd hidden under my bed, while downstairs we could hear Aunt Linda telling everyone about her traumatic experience babysitting the devil children. The next morning, Aunt Linda cut her visit short,